Howdy, hey, and welcome to Brews with Bay. Hank is just staring at me. I'm leaving him out today. We'll see how this goes for this episode. I'm also testing out a few new things. So I've got a new camera angle. It looks like it's pretty much the same angle, so I don't know that it's going to do anything, but it's really just a test run so that when I have guests on, which is coming soon, I know what I'm doing and I actually have like 2 angles and 2 cameras. So anyway, we're going to jump right in. I'm going to skip the whole like usual intro things that I do because honestly, I don't know if I want to keep them, and yeah, we'll get into it. I am going to say coffee though, because look at this stinking cute coffee mug. I'm obsessed. This side says welcome to the chaos, the side that you're seeing. And then this side, I have coffee in here, so I'm trying to be careful. Brews with Bay. So stinking cute. I'm so excited. Yeah, so that's that. My coffee for today is obviously made AirPress per usual. And the coffee beans are Swell. I got them from Drops Coffee. So anywho, that's that. I have this cutie little coffee mug that I'm so excited about. It feels legit. Now my guests can use one of my Brews with Bay coffee mugs when they have coffee with me. Anyway, okay, we're jumping right into it. Hank's coming. Here's my first guest. You want to say something? Oh, don't lick it. Hi, bud. Where are you going? Yeah? Okay, where are you going? This should be interesting. I really thought this was a good idea, but because he was so chill and so tired and so sleepy, I thought he'd maybe just hang out, but he's curious. We love it. Anyway, okay, so basically this week's episode was initially just going to be like me getting on saying, hey, I need a week off to be able to get caught up. And then I kind of started thinking about it and I was like, you know what? I should really just kind of let you in on where I'm at and what's like why I need to get caught up and my thoughts around it and like why I didn't want to take a week off, but why I need to take a week off. Anyway, I'm not actually taking a week off. This is my week off. It's just going to be a shorter episode and it's going to be another one of just like, this is just me. But the next episode will be somebody with a guest. So I will have a guest on. So I'm excited. But okay, so officially we've had a month of Brews with Bay. So that's like what, 4? I think we've had 5 episodes. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of wild. I'm so excited. It's been so much fun. But basically I just need this week to try and record some episodes. You might be thinking, Baylor, why didn't you prepare? Don't you have like a backlog of episodes that you recorded? And the answer is yes and no. I recorded several episodes initially whenever I started the podcast, and I technically have 2 more that I could do something with. However, I don't love those episodes because I was just like, I'm not interested in this. And if I'm not interested in it, then you're not going to be interested in it. So anyway, I'm not going to do anything with those episodes most likely. They're probably just going to live on my computer and one day maybe I'll like re-record them in a better way. Part of it is because I wasn't doing like an outline previously. I was just kind of going with flow. Here's the thing. When you start something, it's kind of scary. For me, I was like, if I put too much thought into this, I'll never do it. I'm a perfectionist at heart, and also I'm an overthinker. So in order for me to actually start the podcast, I just needed to pick up a mic and hit record and just wing it, just to get it started, just to do something, just to take the first initial step. So my first like 4 episodes were me just babbling. You heard that in episode 1 for sure. And probably, no, I guess that's the only one that you heard that was like full babbling. But yeah, I just knew that in order to actually start this, I needed to just hit record, pick up a mic, go, not think about it. Now that I've actually posted a few, now that I've actually started recording a few with an outline. Excuse you. We officially have a guest today. Anyway, now that I've officially recorded a few and I actually am getting a feel for what I want to do, what I want it to sound like, I'm getting more comfortable. I am more picky about what I'm going to put out. And so I don't like what I previously recorded because it's chaos, like even more chaos than is typically going on in my brain. It's just 10 times worse. And it was hard to edit and all the things. Anyway, that's a lot of extra information that you don't need. Basically, I feel like I'm finally getting into groove. And so I want my future episodes, like I don't want the past 4 episodes to be a little bit more structured. And then you'll have to hear something that's just complete chaos that doesn't make sense. So I need a second to be able to record a few more episodes. Also, hopefully my audio sounds better. I've like made some updates. So let me know if you can tell a difference. Let me know if you like it. Let me know if there's anything that's annoying about it because I'm trying to make some improvements as we go along. I also have been wanting to have guests on. Obviously, I've been saying that I'm going to have a guest on for the longest time, but there's the fear in me and the like, what is it called? Imposter syndrome, where you're like, I'm not equipped to do this. I'm like faking it, which I mean, we all kind of are. Like, let's be real. Everybody's kind of faking it. And we're just acting like we're grown-ups and we know what we're doing. Somebody just decided that one day we're in charge and like, it's okay, which is crazy. But yeah, I've been scared to have a guest on, if I'm being fully transparent, mainly because I'm like, can I do it? Am I going to be able to actually have a conversation that flows well? Is it going to be something that people are interested in? And is it just going to be like awkward pauses? There's a lot of fears that I have around it. And also like a fear of just not like people not wanting to be on. And so there's that as well, because it's like, okay, this is a brand new podcast. There's only so many listeners right now, which I'm still proud of, like the amount of listeners that we have. I'd be happy if I had 5, but it's not like I've got hundreds of listeners. Anyway, so it's kind of like this thing too, where it's like, is anybody going to want to be on the podcast? Are they going to think it's weird? I don't know. It's all the things in my head, all the thoughts that I have in my head and all my own insecurities and doubts and whatever. So that's kind of deterred me from actually asking to have people on. But I finally started to have conversations. I had a conversation with a friend this past week and I was like, hey, would you want to be on the podcast? And she was like, heck yeah. So I'm in the process of scheduling that. I just knew that this week I would not be able to. Today is Monday when I'm recording this. I knew that I wouldn't be able to record an episode and edit and then also like just get it out, get all the assets ready to get out on Thursday. I'm just trying to give myself some grace, basically. Anyway, so I will be recording. I'll probably be recording in the next couple of days or over the weekend. So I'll have stuff ready for next week and the week after. But just for this week alone, it's going to be this little mini episode and letting you in on where I'm at and my thoughts and all the things. Something that I'm learning through this process is that we all have to start somewhere. Half the battle is taking the first step and just putting yourself out there, doing something that seems scary, something that you don't feel equipped to do necessarily. I'm not saying to do anything like fiscally irresponsible, so please hear me on that. But if you're doing something like a creative endeavor, like just go for it. Just do the dang thing, take the first step and like go for it. What's the worst that could happen? You stop doing it? Okay, that's not that bad. For me, this meant like that is what those first episodes were. I was literally just picking up a mic, plugging everything in, hitting record, and like hoping for the best. I didn't have a plan. I didn't even have topics that I was talking about. I think I literally had a note on my phone and I was like, I'm going to talk about something on this thing. And like, that's just what I went with. And I babbled for an hour, basically. That's why I'm needing this now, because I'm like, I'm not as proud of that now, but it was the steps that I needed to take in order to get me to here, where I'm actually creating something that I'm proud to put out in the world, and something that I think people are resonating with and connecting with. Even if it's just a few people, just a few is good for me. I'm also learning that you have to adapt along the way. Now that I've started to put out episodes, I actually know what I want the flow to be like. I know what I want the sound to be like. I've already felt like I'm adapting along the way. There's growth that happens with everything, and it's okay for it to change along the way. So for instance, I didn't do the intro thing. I didn't do like my fave things, my whatever. I don't even know what all I had, but I haven't done that because I was like, I don't know if I want to keep that. And that's okay. It doesn't have to. The thing that you start with doesn't have to be the thing that you keep the whole time. It can change. It can adapt. It can evolve with you. And that's okay. It's kind of a good thing, actually. And so that's what I'm learning. That's like a note to myself. Like, it's okay. It doesn't have to be the same. Just because I started it one way doesn't mean it's got to be like that for the rest of the time. I'm also realizing it's okay to take a few steps backwards, or what feels like a few steps backwards to me. Sometimes in order to move forward, you kind of have to backtrack to get back on the right path. For me, that's ditching my stockpile of episodes, which granted it's only 2, but that would be 2 episodes for the next 2 weeks. Like when you think about it, it's like 2 weeks worth of content that I could go ahead and get done. Now I'm ditching that and having to re-record stuff, or just like record new stuff altogether. So it feels like I'm backtracking. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little discouraged. I was like, oh my goodness, I don't even know why I'm doing this. Like I've like put myself in a hole where like I have just so much stuff to do. But then I'm like, no, it's all part of it, and it's not going to be like that forever. And at the end of the day, I'm proud of it. And like, even when I was doing this, I was like, I don't even know what I'm going to say. Like, I'm just going to have to be like, hey, I'm not going to have an episode this week, but I'm going to post an episode just because I don't want to not post an episode. And then I started doing the outline for it, and I was like, oh, I actually like want to say something in this. I want to just be open and honest and just like transparent about the hard side and like the reality, the behind the scenes of trying something new creatively or trying just something new in general. It's not always easy. I think it's easy to look on social media and be like, oh, well, they have it all together. Like, she's posting all these things. She knows what she's doing. And it's like, no, I actually am still struggling so much. And I'm struggling, like, not every day is easy. Even though I'm loving posting these things, there are some days where I'm like, my goodness. And I'm only a month in. So I'm like, I don't want to get burnt out. I don't know where I was going with that. Oh, I was also just going to say, you've got to be careful not to get in a perfectionist loop, though, where you never post. All right, I had to put the pop up because he was about to like mess up my computer. He's already broken one, so I don't need that to happen again. So it's not always going to be easy. There are going to be days where you just want to quit, but that's where you've got to know what your why is. You need to know before you start something why you're doing it in the first place, because that's going to be the thing that keeps you going. If you haven't ever read the book Starts With Why by Simon Sinek, I highly recommend it because it's just a solid book to get you in the right frame of mind, the right perspective about things. For me, my why is that I wanted to have conversations that I don't think get had, at least in public settings, very frequently. And so I think there's certain conversations, even like when it comes to dating, like the one that I just had, those are things that I don't feel like people always talk about. And especially coming from somebody who's 30 and still single, or not 30, I'm not 30, I'm 29 and still single. Like, I hear a lot of people be like, oh, well, singleness is a gift, but it's coming from somebody who may have just gotten married, but they're married. And so it's like, okay, cool. That's easy to say from your high horse. Like, I'm happy you found your person and you can now say, oh, singleness is a gift. But it's like, what were you feeling like in those single moments? Anyway, that's kind of like the conversations, and it's not all dating, but like those are the types of conversations that I want to be having, conversations that I don't think get had. The other thing is I more recently have like realized how much I love just pouring into people and talking about people's dreams and the goals that they have for their life and actually encouraging them to take the steps to do it. I'm pretty sure if you were to look at my LinkedIn right now, I think my bio has something to the effect of like helping people chase their goals, chase their dreams, and just being a part of it in some way, shape, or form. Like, that's something that I love being able to do. It's something that I felt passionate about for a very long time. Clearly, that bio has been there I've like revamped it a few times, but it's been there basically since college. I just feel so strongly about, I love having dream sessions with people. Like, I love just sitting down with somebody and talking about the dreams that they have for their life and the things that the Lord's put on their heart, or just like things that they've just dreamt about from childhood. I think it's fun to have an imagination. It's fun to think big, bold dreams and to actually take steps towards it. There's no reason why you can't keep going after them. They might not seem realistic. And as long as, like I said, you're being fiscally responsible, I'm not saying go quit your job and like try and do something and just like live in your car. I mean, you can if you want, I guess. That's probably not what I would do. But like for me, I'm hopefully going to have some music come out here in the near future. And I always dreamt of being like a country music singer when I was little. And I let that dream kind of die, and the Lord's kind of revived that in a way. But I'm still working a full-time job that just helps fund those projects, fund those creative things. So I think there's a way to do it and still be responsible, but I don't think you should give up on your dreams. I think you should always keep going for them. And I love talking to people who still have dreams on their heart and still have these things that they're thinking about. And I love just talking through like what the realistic next steps could be that they could be doing in order to achieve those. So that's kind of my why. I love it. I love having those conversations. That tends to be where my coffee conversations go. When I meet up with a friend for coffee, we end up talking about dreams and goals, and it's a lot of fun for me and for them, I hope. I think I said this a second ago, but there have definitely been a few days where I'm like, why am I doing this? I should just stop now. I don't have any episodes, especially on the nights where I'm editing until 3 a.m. Literally the other night, we had that tornado warning come through, and so we're all hunkered down. I had been up until, that was on Wednesday, I had been up until 2:30 editing, and I was literally brushing my teeth when the tornado sirens went off that night. So, and then we were up until, I think we finally got to go to bed around 5 a.m. And so I ended up getting 2.5 hours of sleep, maybe 3 hours of sleep that night. So I was like a zombie the next day, all because I was trying to finish up my editing and I didn't prioritize my time well. Honestly, it's a big thing for me. Just like my own time management skills are lacking these days. Anyway, those are the days where I'm like, why am I doing this? But also at the same time, I'm spending 4-ish hours editing an episode and I get lost in it. Like, I'll be editing and all of a sudden it's 2 and I'm like, oh my goodness, I needed to go to sleep like 2-3 hours ago. Why am I still up? But it's because I love it. Like, I'm enjoying it so much and I'm I feel strongly about what I'm doing. I feel confident, and I don't know, I'm just excited about what the Lord has and what he's going to do with this. And I'm like, I'm just going to take the steps of obedience and we're just going to see where it goes. I don't know. But I think having my why is the thing that helps me continue, because then I start to think about it, or I post something on Instagram or on TikTok and people can relate to it in some way. And I'm like, no, this matters. Even if it only relates to 3 people, even if it only relates to 100 people or 1,000 people, like it matters. It's creating connection. It's creating this sense of community and reassuring people that they're not alone in whatever it is that they're going through. And so I have just really enjoyed it. And so that helps me keep going on those days where I'm like, I am going to have to cram to get an episode edited and out and ready to go, and then another one the next week. And don't get me wrong, I'm definitely going to have breaks in here because I'm going to need it, because I don't want to get burnt out, because I do feel strongly about this and I just want to make sure I'm protecting that and making sure that I'm not going to run myself ragged. But knowing deep down why I'm wanting to do it, that's the thing that keeps me going, even on those difficult days where I'm like, I'm tired, I don't want to edit an episode. Nobody would probably even notice if I didn't post one this week, but I'm going to do it anyway, because you just got to keep going sometimes, you know? Oh yeah, on that note, like even this episode, I think I said this already, but if not, whatever. Even for this episode, I had the initial idea of just posting a quick 10-minute thing saying, hey, I need to take this week to get organized. So here's something to just let you know where I'm at. I need this week to get organized. And that was going to kind of be the extent of the episode. I wasn't really going to say much. And then I just started doing the outline and I was like, no, I actually kind of have something to say in this. And I think it's good to open up about the struggle and the behind the scenes of especially creative projects. I think the creative world is a really hard one sometimes. It's so rewarding and it's so fun to be creative and to use the gifts and talents that the Lord's given you. Something else I'm learning and just trying to remind myself is I don't need to be so hard on myself if I need to pivot or take a break or make a change. Again, I'm a perfectionist. I'm a creature of habit. I like chaos to some extent. I like change, but I'm also very much so a creature of habit, and I'm also very much so a perfectionist at times and with certain things, and this is one of those things. And so I think to some extent it's sometimes hard for me to be okay with making a change or be okay with the fact that I need to pivot. Even with this, I was like, well, maybe I just take a week off. But the perfectionist in me is like, no, you've started and you're doing weekly episodes, so you've got to keep doing weekly episodes. I don't really have to. I could totally take a break, but I'm not going to. Anyway, I'm just trying to learn to not be so hard on myself with this, and also just take it day by day and pivot and change and adapt as I need to. Nobody starts as an instant success. Even overnight successes, they were 10 years in the making almost every time. If you listen to any music artist, even the people on Instagram, social media is a little different, I guess. A lot of times though, they have a background in PR and advertising or something. So they've been doing their craft for a long time and then they just pivoted to a different platform and that did well. But if you listen to any music artist, their background, their story, most of them were working 7 to 10 years writing, performing at bars, performing at these little venues, doing things for next to nothing, putting out music that nobody listened to, playing to empty crowds for 7 to 10 years prior to their overnight success of something going viral or whatever. So it's never an actual overnight success. It's a lot of work in the background, and then people only see the overnight success. They don't see all the work that happened prior to that. So we kind of get this idea of we should be able to go viral overnight. We should be able to instantly be a pro. We should be able to instantly, make it big, but it's not the reality for most people. There's a reason why they say it takes 10,000 hours to become a master at your craft. You've got to put in the work, you've got to put in the effort, and you've got to start somewhere. You're going to have to start as a beginner. It's okay to not be a pro at the beginning. And I'm telling myself that because I'm everything in me wants it to be professional quality audio, wanting to buy this new camera, or I'm wanting to buy this new mic, or this new setup. There are so many things that I'd really love, those little arm things for the mics to where you don't actually have to hold it, and get the nice Shure mics. No matter how much I want it, I can't justify the cost because I've got to start as a beginner. If you go listen to other people's first episodes of things, you start to hear it. I guess some people will take them down because then they're ooh, that's cringy. But I think when people actually leave it up, it's kind of nice because you get to see where they started. There's a couple on Instagram, on YouTube, and they post videos, and I have watched their thing from day one. Granted, I didn't start watching them day one, but I went back and watched from day one. And you see how their videos evolve and become this very cinematic thing. But if you were to watch their video today, you'd be oh, they're professionals. But meanwhile, if you go back, you're oh, actually that looks like the quality that I that I could probably come up with. Their first videos are things that anybody could have done because they had to start somewhere. We all got to start somewhere, and that's fine. Basically, I'm just trying to make sure I don't set too high of expectations for myself. I'm trying to just take it day by day and be okay with being a beginner, you know? Like, this is not something somebody's forcing me to do. I'm doing this because I want to. I'm doing this because it's something that I love and I'm excited about. And the reality is I have a full-time job. I have family and friends that I like to be present with. I'm trying to have a social life, I'm trying to work out, and then I'm just trying to have like a moment to myself every once in a while. So it's okay if I need to take a break. It's okay if I need to post a short episode and be like, I didn't have time, you know? It's okay if it's not what you think in your mind. It's not the, professional quality, or it's not the professional thing. At the end of the day, you can't pour from an empty glass. So you got to make sure that you're taking care of yourself and you're also not burning yourself out too quickly. So put in little guardrails so that you don't burn yourself out, so that you don't get discouraged. So for me, maybe that's that I need to like switch to every other week. I'm going to keep trying every week, but we'll definitely do like a little break in the summer so that I can really batch out some episodes and just enjoy my like weekends. Last thing, I just wanted to say that I'm absolutely loving this. This has been so much fun. So thank you to everyone who has listened to these episodes, who have shared the episodes, which also, if you like it, if you like the episodes, if you're enjoying the content, like it, subscribe, share it, comment, whatever the things are. Do even just one of those things. That would be highly, highly appreciated. Any engagement in any way is helpful. And if you think this is something that like you're gaining insight or you're enjoying, share it with somebody that you think might. That would be cool. Anyway, I'm having the best time creating this little community here. I'm having the best time just creating as a whole. It's been so much fun. I'm excited to see what the Lord has in store for this podcast and just the way that he's going to use it. I have so many dreams and goals for this, and for offshoots of this. There's so many things in my mind. I literally went for a walk the other day and I was just so energized, so excited for the future and just for what is to come. So stick around, stay tuned. If you like the coffee mug, let me know. Maybe we can make a couple. I think they're freaking cute. I've got some other things in the works, so we'll see. Anyway, tune in next week. We're going to have our first official guest on the podcast. I'm so excited. I don't know which person it's going to be just yet, but I'm pumped. So stick around. It's going to be a surprise for both of us. Here's to a season of me finally having guests on. Look, I've been nervous, partially because I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing really, but I'm scared of people not wanting to be on. I'm scared of people not enjoying the episode. I'm scared of the fact that I might not be able to facilitate a conversation on a podcast. I don't know. Truthfully, I'm a little nervous. I'm a little scared, but I'm going to do it scared. I'm going to do it anyway. Do it scared. Do it afraid. Do it nervous. You'll never know if you don't try, And I don't want to be that person that's like, well, what if I had done this? No, I'm just going to do it. Worst case, either I don't put it out or it gets better over time. We learn from it. We grow from it. And we move forward. So anyway, I'm excited. I'm excited for some guests to come on. We're finally going to do the dang thing. I've got a list of people that I want to ask. I've asked 2 so far, and it's going to be fun. Anyway, I hope you have a great rest of your week and weekend and a great start to your next week. And stay tuned because, like I said, we're going to have a guest on. It's going to be so much fun. We love it. Until next time, deuces. Bye.